First question, we've got words and numerals. So 3 million. Yes, we are expecting 3 million here, so that's all the same. Next, 900,000. So I like to think of, sorry, 900,000? No, 9,302. So this is where we have 9,302. So number one's the answer. Question 2, we're going to add these two fractions together. So before we do that, we have to make the denominators the same. So seeing that we have got 5 and 10, so we're going to turn this 1/5 to 2 tenths, multiply by 2, top and bottom, and then add the numerators together. We get 5 over 10. In the simplest form, we will divide by 2 on top and bottom, and we will get 1/2 as the answer. Question 3, which digit is in this is the tenths place? So with the TH, we're going to focus on the tenths place, which is actually this number here, and that would be digit 8. Not tens, tens would be the digit 5, but with the TH, we look at the first decimal place here, the tenths. Digit 8 is the answer. Or rather, number 4. Question 4, Shane is standing at point V facing northeast, so he's currently facing this way, northeast. Which point will he face after making a 3/4 clockwise? So clockwise goes this way, and it's 3/4 of a turn. 3/4 of a turn, you can think of it as 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 3/4, that's it. And he will be facing number 2, X. Another thing you should take note of is sometimes the orientation of this will be a bit weird, but in this case, it's quite normal. North is facing up, so not too difficult. There were this number of students watching the NE show. Express this to the nearest 1,000. Okay, so when I see nearest 1,000, I will focus on this digit 8 right here. So then next, look at the number to the right side. It's 4. It's not enough to round up, so keep this as 68,000. That's the answer. Question 6, the total mass of 2 similar boxes of sweets, 2 similar boxes of chocolates is 24 kilograms. Okay, not much info at the moment. The mass of each box of sweets is 3 times. Okay, right here I can say, let each box of sweets be 3 units and each box of chocolates be 1 unit. So because I've got 2 boxes of sweets, that's 2 groups of 3 units, and 2 boxes of chocolates, that's 2 groups of 1 unit. And that adds up to 24 kilograms, which means we can form an equation here. 6 units plus 2 units, that's 8 units being 24 kilograms. So 1 unit is therefore 3 kilograms. What is the mass of each box of sweets? And if you recall, we are actually interested in 3 units each. So 1 box of sweets, 3 units. 1U is 3 kg, 3U is 9 kilograms. Question 7, Mrs. Tan made this amount of liters of lemonade. She poured the lemonade equally into 3 cups. So that means we have to divide by 3 for each cup, yeah? So each cup contained this amount. What was the amount left? Okay. So 1 cup contains this amount. 3 cups will multiply by 3 actually. So 1 cup, this amount, 3 cups times 3. So here we are multiplying fractions, yeah? So we've got 6 over 5 liters, 1 and 1/5 liters. So since we started with this amount, and 3 cups contain this amount, what's left? That's subtraction. Because the denominators are already the same, it's quite easy here. 1 whole minus 1 whole, nothing left. 4/5 minus 1/5, 3/5 liters. Question 8, we have 4 figures and we are supposed to name all that have at least 1 line of symmetry. So 1 or more. Well, P has none, S has none, whereas this one has 1, this one has at least 1. Okay, so as long as there's 1, we are interested in it. So the answer is figures Q and R. Question 9, express 1/4 as a decimal. Well, with the denominator as 4, it's one of those nice numbers. We can just simply convert 4 to 100 by multiplying by 25, and 25 over 100 is simply 0.25. Question 10, find the perimeter of the following figure. Well, we've got 20 here. Actually, we don't even have use for 15. We don't need it. So because this part is 20, right? This blue parts, okay, also add up to 20 anyway. So we have 2 20s right there. What about the part that says 18? Yeah. Okay, we don't know what this is, but it doesn't matter. With the red arrows, it shows us they total up to 18 as well. The way to think about this is, look at this. It spreads out and voila, this entire length is also 18, even though we may not know what this is. Okay, so what do we have for the perimeter? We've got two 20s, we've got two 18s, and that should be the calculation. So right here, you can tell two 18s, two 20s adds up to 76 meters. Question 11, find the value of this decimal multiplied by 8 plus a special requirement for of leaving your answer in one decimal place. You can use vertical multiplication, that's no problem. So just make sure that you do the usual, which is, multiply, and then make sure your final answer, okay, is in two decimal places like this. Okay, and then because we want the answer in 1 dp, so look at this. What's on the right side? That's a 6, isn't it? So with that 6, we have to round up. So that's 37.4. Question 12, draw a line parallel to PQ that passes through point R. So whatever line we draw has to pass through point R, plus we must have a line parallel to PQ. So what I first do is to look at P and Q. Okay, what do we have here? 4 units up, 2 units right. Okay, let's start from R here. So 2 units. 4 units. So because the rise and the run, okay, you may not know what it means, but it's okay, just follow this system, which is 4 units up, 2 units right. 4 units up, 2 units right. That means it's parallel, plus passing through R. So this would be our line right here. Well, part B, ABCD is a rectangle. Well, for sure we know then that this is at right angles, the corners of the the rectangle, yes. And CD is a straight line, which means this is also a right angle here. Name a pair of perpendicular lines. Well, at right angles, we have got AD being perpendicular to either DC or DE. That's it. Okay, another combination would be AB and BC. Question 13, the sum of two numbers is 424. One of them is 3 times the other. So one way you can think about this is the larger number, let's have it be 3 units. Let the smaller number be 1 unit. And because the sum is 424, we can conclude that the larger number plus the smaller number becomes 424. So 4 units is 424. 1 unit, we will divide that by 4, giving me 106. The question wants, what's the smaller number? Recall that this is the smaller number, 1 unit, and this is already it. The answer is 106. We've got a branch method A for question 14. There are 30 balloons, 30 actual balloons starting out. 1/6 of them are blue, which means the remainder is 5/6. 3/5 of that remainder are red. Okay, how many reds are there? So if you want to think of what to do, think of this. We are interested in number of red balloons. So look, how many fractions do I go through to go to the beginning? That would be 2 fractions right here. So that would be 3/5 of 5/6 of those of the 30 balloons at first. And because I said of, we're doing multiplication. So the actual number of red balloons would be 3/5 of 5/6 of 30, giving us 15 actual balloons. And take note what's happening here. I'm basically simplifying diagonally, right? Because it's a 5 and 5 that cancels out to be 1 and 1. Okay, so 6 and 30 simplify diagonally, 1 and 5. So leaving us with 3 times 5, that gets us 15. For graph questions, usually the first thing I do is to figure out, okay, what's the scale that I'm dealing with? I've got 5 units here leading up to 5, so 1 unit must represent 1. And then make it a habit to write down the numbers reflected here. So that's a 12, 20, so on and so forth. Alright, then answer the question. How many more were sold on Friday than on Wednesday? So we're interested in the difference between Friday and Wednesday. So that will be a difference of 24 between 24 and 18. So the answer is 6. And question 16, our first level 2 question for this paper, which is on order of operations. Well, we're supposed to fill in the 2 operators here. We should supposed to choose one of them. And the way to do this is by trial and error or guess and check. So you just have to make sure that whatever you choose has to end up being 12. And it turns out that if you use a minus sign in here, and if you use a division sign, it will end up being 12. So it's tough, it might take quite a bit of time, but the method is to just guess and check. Next, Mr. Osman drove from Singapore to KL at 7:05 in the morning. After driving for this amount of time, he rested. So the total time taken includes the 20 minutes here. And I hope alarm bells are ringing right now in your head because you're given hours and you are given minutes. So you absolutely should do some conversion over here. And then he continues on his journey for this amount of time. At what time did he reach KL? Well, okay. So we are supposed to total up the entire time taken, yes? So that's the 1 3/4, which turns out to be 1 hour 45 minutes. Adding up the time he took to rest and the remainder of the journey. So zooming in, we've got 2 hours. Okay, this is going to be 65, right? So that's 2 hours 5 minutes plus 2 hours 35 minutes. That's 4 hours and 40 minutes. And because he started at 7:05, so I'm going to draw a timeline here at 4 hours, that's 11:05. At that 40 minutes, that's 11:45 in the morning. That's the time he reached KL. Angles in a rectangle, which means the corners make up 90 degrees, and we are told that E is twice of D. Well, we can call E 2 units and D 1 unit. If this is 42, we can actually find out what the 3 units are. So it's simply 90 minus 42, is it not? Okay, let's do that. So 3U is therefore 90 minus 42, which is 48 degrees. With that, we can find 1 unit, which is angle D right there, which is 16 degrees. Okay, what does the question want? Find angle E, which turns out to be 2 units. So with 1 unit being 16, 2 units is therefore 32 degrees. Area and perimeter. So ABCD has the same area as square EFGH. Well, we know for sure what the area of this square is. It's simply 18 times 18. Yeah. Now, then we can declare that whatever this area is the same as the area of the rectangle. Okay, so let's do that. EFGH is therefore equal to ABCD, and the area is 324 square meters. Well, because the area here is 324 square meters and we are given the breadth, can we not find the length? We can use division to obtain the length. So that will be 324 divided by 9, giving us the length. So that will give us a number 36 meters. The question, however, is interested in the perimeter of the rectangle. So that's 2 lengths and 2 breadths. So that will be 236 and 2 times 9, giving us 90 meters for the perimeter. Question 20. Mrs. Deng bought this number of cubes. Mrs. Fan bought this number of cubes. Okay. Mrs. Fan also bought 76 identical game sets at $12 each. Oh, okay. We actually know what's going on there in terms of real actual sums of money. So we don't know what the cost of a Rubik's Cube is, so it's just 258R. Okay, and then Mrs. Fan bought 249R plus 76 groups of $12. So we can simplify that to be 249R plus 912 actual dollars right here. Okay, now in the end, Mrs. Fan spent 777 more. Well, the way I think about it is to say, since Fan spent 777 more, that means Fan's spending is larger, so I drew a longer bar, and longer by 777 compared to 258R. Well, can we form an equation with this? The answer is yes. If we add 777 to 258R, they will be the same. So imagine, take 258R and just fill in this 777 here. Just add 777 to 258R. What will the result be? Exactly the same as 249R plus 912. With that, we can form an equation, yes? So 249R plus 912 is exactly the same as 258R plus that 777. Okay, how many unknowns do we have here? We have got only one unknown, which is great, R, right? So where's the big fat R over here? That's 258, is it not? So big fat R stays here, and then the smaller r comes over. So this is positive 249R, goes over to become negative 249R. Well, 912 was there first, so write it down first. Positive 777 is going to go over to become negative 777. Well, subtract these two, you'll get 9Rs. Subtract these two, you get 135. Now, does this not look nice? I think so. You can find 1R by taking 135 divided by 9. Sure. The question, however, is interested in 1R? No, not really. How much did Mr. Stern pay for this? Oh, we're interested in 258Rs then. This process, by the way, is what I call making everything clear, to allow you to keep track of all the things that's going on. In this case, we are interested in 258R. Yes, having found 9R equal to 135, 258R is simply $3870. Question 21. Cassandra had 5 times as many as Charmaine at first. So let's have Cassandra be 5 units and Charmaine be 1 unit. Easy enough. Now show that Cassandra gave away 648 and Charmaine received 216. And the result is that they both had the same number. So subtract 648 for C, okay, and show that Cassandra's left with this. But add 216 to S and show that they had the same amount in the end. Now because I drew 216 here, I can also write 216 above right there. And if you look, if this is 5 units and this is 1 unit, does that not mean that this part here is 4 units? And it does mean that 4 units is equal to the sum of 216 and 648. With that, we can form an equation. So 4 units is therefore 216 plus 648, which means we can find 1 unit, which is 216. Now, look, what does the question want? Cassandra at first. Well, good thing we have this. Cassandra at first, we're interested in 5 units. Now, because we have 1 unit is equal to 216, 5 units is therefore 216 times 5, giving us 1080. Question 22. Pencil boxes cost $15 each. So this is the price of 1 pencil box, $24 for each calculator. Kelly bought a total of 100 of these 2 items. We don't know how many. Could be 1 and 99, 20 and 80. We don't know. But the total cost is 2130. I hope by now you can see that this is guess and check. Yeah. So it's like saying, you know, each duck has 2 legs, each cow has 4 legs. We have 100 ducks and cows with a total of whatever number of legs, right? It's the same. It's just written now in dollar terms. So I am just going to write $15 each pencil box, $24 each calculator, and then just use guess and check, making sure that the sum that I'm guessing totals out to be 100. Okay, and eventually you will arrive at 30 pencil boxes. So take a pause here and take a look at my working, and hopefully it makes sense. Some people have learned something called make a supposition, and that's totally fine as well. I don't really spend a lot of time teaching this. You may take a look, but I find that most students think this is too difficult to grasp, so I stick to guess and check for most students. But if you can get this, awesome, use it. The answer should be the same, 30 pencil boxes. 23. Bala, Mei-Ling, Calvin, Devi shared this amount of money. Mei-Ling received 1/6 of the total. Hang on. If Mei-Ling received 1/6, that's saying Mei-Ling received 1 unit. These 6 units actually refer to everybody, the total, which would include B, Mei-Ling herself, K, and Devi. Well, if we know Mei-Ling is already 1 unit, does that not tell us that BKD equals to 5 units? I think so. So the first step is me writing this. M is 1, BKD is 5. Because ML herself is 1 unit, and if everything here is 6U, then BKD must be 5 units. Now, is that useful? Let's take a look. The next sentence is Devi received 1/4 of the total by B and K. Oh, wow. Look, Devi, 1 unit. B and K, 4 units. Is this fine and dandy at the moment? Look at this. Look at this. It's actually pretty good. Why? Because we have a situation where this is 5 and 1 and 4 add up to become 5. That is great. So we don't really have to do any kind of manipulation here or changes. Next, Calvin received 3 times as much as Bala. Oh my goodness, look at this. B and K 4 units, and they are nice enough to tell us K 3 units, B 1 unit, adding up to 4. That is beautiful. Do we have any real numbers here? Yes, we do. We are told that all 4 of them, 1320, yes? So that's 6 units adding up to 1320. Because of that, we can find Calvin's share, which is 3 units. With 6 units, it's actually easy to get 3 units, is it not? We just need to divide both sides by 2 right here, and we'll obtain 660 straight away. There's no need in this case to find 1 unit. And that's it. So that's the end of the paper. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, you have a fantastic day. Bye!